Welcome to Basic Science class. I am Ejiro Efere. Today we shall be looking at the topic Resources from Living Things, from the theme Learning about our environment. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to mention some examples of resources that are derived from living things. You should also be able to list the sources of these resources and discuss the economic importance of these resources to man and his environment. Take a look around your environment, the environment where you are right now. What are the things you can see around you? Can you mention some of them? Okay, take a look at yourself. What do you have on you? Your clothes, shoes, or any item to protect your feet? The things we see around us or the things we use in our daily lives, like clothes, shoes, books, pencils, electronics, plastic cans, glasswares, phones, dishes, our bags, cars, food items, fuel, and so on are different items that are made from one material or another. These items didn't just fall from the sky. They are all gotten from different sources. These different materials that are used to manufacture or to make useful items or to create things that will be of use to man are known as resources. In today's class, we're going to be looking at different resources that are gotten or derived from living things. A resource is any material or any item that provides benefits to man or to mankind. As we mentioned earlier, all of these items we use in our daily lives are gotten from different resources. So a resource is any item or any material that provides benefits to man or to mankind. We can also define resource or a resource as any item or any material that can be used to produce something that is of benefit to mankind, or we can say something that is of worth to mankind. Or we can also say a resource is any item or any material that can be used to meet the needs and wants of humans. So there are different ways to define resources. Resources are of different kinds. We have resources that are made by man and those that occur naturally in our environment. So we have man-made resources and natural resources. Man-made resources, as the name implies, are resources that are created by humans. These are resources that we make ourselves. We as humans, we can use our hands, use our intellect to create certain items or materials that can meet our needs or be of benefit to humans. These man-made resources do not occur naturally in our environment. They were made by humans. Can you mention any example of man-made resources? Take a look at your environment once again. What item can you see around you and can you say they are made by man? Let's look at some examples. We have bricks, or we can call blocks. These are used to build houses. They are made by man. They are man-made resources. We have iron rods, also used for construction and for building. We have cement, computer, and so on. All of these items were created or made by humans. It will interest you to know that these items were made from natural resources. What then are natural resources? Let's take a look at natural resources. Natural resources are those resources that are found naturally in our environment. These resources were not created by humans. They were not made by humans. They occur in our environment by nature. These resources can be used to satisfy the needs of humans and the wants of humans. So they provide benefits to humans as well. We can use them to meet our needs and wants. There are different kinds of natural resources. We have different examples. We have minerals, animals, land, plants, water, gases in the atmosphere, sunlight, soil, and so on. All of these resources are found naturally in our environments. Natural resources are generally grouped or placed into two groups. We have two groups of natural resources. We have those that are gotten or derived from living things and resources derived from non-living things. These two groups of resources occur in our environment by nature. Let's take a look at the first group. Our focus for today's class shall be on the resources that are derived from living things. The resources derived or gotten from living things are known as biotic resources. The word biotic there tells us that these resources have life in them, because bio here signifies life, objects that have life or things that have life in them. So biotic resources are resources that are gotten from living organisms. We can also call them renewable resources. Don't forget, they are called renewable resources or biotic resources. Why are they called renewable resources? Renewable here means that they can be replaced when we use them, when they are used up. Take, for example, plants or animals. All living organisms have the ability to reproduce, to give birth to young ones, to reproduce themselves. So it is common that living organisms, when they grow to maturity, they reproduce, and we keep having them around us. Plants, for example, we can always produce or get new plants from old ones. Animals as well can always give birth to young ones, so they keep replacing themselves whenever we use them. If you have two sets of animals, say you have two different animals, say a goat or two goats, a female and a male, in a very short period of time, or give them some time, you discover that they will reproduce and they become so much in your compound or in your environment. It is because these living organisms have the ability to reproduce. That's why they are called renewable resources. Other kinds of resources are also called renewable resources because they can always be replaced whenever we use them. Renewable resources or biotic resources are generally derived from plants, animals, and other living organisms. Remember, these are resources from living things, so they are all derived from living things. There are two basic groups of biotic resources. We have those from plants and biotic resources from animals. Plants and animals are all living organisms. So we are going to take a look at the first group, biotic resources from plants. Plants provide us with a lot of resources. They provide a lot of items for human use. These resources from plants include flowers, trees, crops in the farm, grasses, herbs, and so on. All of these resources are useful to man. They are used to meet the needs and wants of man. Let's think about this. Plants, for example, take a look at plants. What can you do with plants? What do you do with plants? Without looking at the board, can you mention some things you do with plants? We consume them, right? We use them to make various items, right? So you see, plants are resources because they are used to meet the needs and wants of humans. So plant resources have been grouped into various smaller groups. We have food plants, forest plants, medicinal plants, cosmetic plants, textile plants, and ornamental plants. These are just few examples of resources or groups of resources that are gotten or derived from plants. Let's look at the first group, food plants. You already know that plants provide bulk of the food we consume as humans. As a matter of fact, plants are considered as primary food producers because every other living organisms depend on plants for their food. Animals feed on plants. Even carnivorous animals who feed on other animals feed on animals who might have fed on plants. Humans feed on plants. We feed on animals as well. So you see, plants provide the food we consume as humans. So plants provide food such as rice, cowpeas, maize, millet, cassava, groundnut, sugarcane. The list is endless. Plants provide most of the food we consume in our daily life, so we cannot rule out plants from food production. Another group of resources provided by plants or derived from plants are forest items. Now let me explain. A forest is an expanse of land that is filled up with trees. So in forests, there are so many trees. These trees in forests provide us with woods. The woods we use in our environment, we use for various purposes, are all gotten from forests. We use wood for various purposes. We use them to make various items. Example of items made from wood are items such as wooden tables, wooden doors, wooden roofing frames. We have roofing frames which we use to build our houses, to make the roof of houses. Wooden picture frames which we use to put our pictures. Books are also made from wood. Books, paper, sheets of paper, they are all made from wood. The pencil we use to write as well are made from wood. We have cabinets in our houses, the drawers, lockers in our school, our desk. All of these items are made from wood, and woods are gotten from forest trees. So forest plants provide us with wood, which we use to make various kinds of items. Another group of resources gotten from plants are medicinal plants. These medicinal plants are very important to humans as well. They are used to treat ailments. Some of these plants are used to treat diseases and ailments in humans and animals, and they are also used to manufacture drugs. So this means that we can use some of these plants directly as therapy to treat ailments. We can also process these plants and use them to manufacture finished drugs. Examples of such medicinal plants include fenugreek. We have neem plants. Neem plant is commonly called dogonyaro in some parts of Nigeria. We also have moringa plants. We have the rosy periwinkle plants, which research has said can treat several kinds of ailments. We have the cinchona plant. The cinchona plant provides us with a common anti-malaria known as quinine. Cinchona provides quinine, or quinine rather is gotten from cinchona plant, and it is very effective for the treatment of malaria. Another group of resources we can get from plants are cosmetic plants, which provide us with lots of cosmetic items. These plants are used to make skincare products, hair care products, or beauty products. So they are used to make beauty products in general. Examples of such cosmetic plants are shea butter, which is gotten from the shea plant. We have castor oil. We also have peppermint oil, coconut oil, vegetable oil, palm oil, and so on. We can also get the fragrance, the perfume we use, deodorants, and all that. The fragrances that are used to manufacture all of these items can also be gotten from plants. So plants provide us with different kinds of fragrances from flowers, leaves, and so on. They provide fragrances for us as well. So cosmetic products can be gotten from plant items. We have textile plants. Textile plants are plants that are used to make textile materials. Textile materials are used to make clothing, shoes, robes, bags, and so on. Examples of textile plants are cotton plants, which provides us with cotton materials. This is the cotton plant, cotton bud, cotton materials, cotton clothes, and so on. We have jute from jute plants, which also provides us with jute material. That's an item that is gotten from the jute plant. This is jute fabric or jute textile. We have flax. Flax is also gotten from the flax plant, and we can make textile material from flax plants. The last group of resources are the ornamental plants. Ornamental plants are plants that are used to beautify our environment. We use them to decorate our environment and make our environment look beautiful. These include all the trees and flowers that we plant around our houses. We plant in leisure parks. We just plant to beautify our environment. These are ornamental plants. They beautify our environment, therefore they provide benefits to us, and we can call them resources. Having looked at the group of resources that are derived from plant source, let's look at those that are gotten from animal sources. We have different kinds of resources that are provided by animals. Some of these resources are used in their original forms like plants. We can use some of these resources directly, for example, milk. We can use milk, fresh milk from animals. We can also use meat the way it is. All we need to do is just to prepare it. But some of these animal resources need to be processed into other forms. So we use them to make other items, which are also of use or of importance to humans. Examples of resources gotten from animals include the following. We have food items. Food items are resources such as meat, milk, egg, fish, honey, butter, cheese, yogurt, and so on. All of these animal food items are useful resources that are provided by animals to meet the needs of humans. We also have medicinal items, just as we have for plants. Animals also provide humans with medicinal items. There are different kinds of medicinal items provided by animals. We have items such as omega-3 fatty acid. This is sometimes called cod liver oil. It is used to treat heart conditions, hypertension, and so on. We also have mink oil. Mink oil is gotten from an animal called mink. Humans can get textile materials from mink, and mink oil serves as medicinal ointment for treating certain ailments in humans. We can use mink oil to treat skin conditions and so on. We have gelatin capsules. Gelatin is a substance that is gotten from animals, and they are used to make certain kinds of capsules called gelatin capsules. Most of the capsules we take when we are sick are made of gelatin, and gelatin is gotten from animals. Gelatin is just the substance used to make the capsule. These capsules usually contain drugs, so this capsule itself is made of gelatin. That's why we can consume them, because they are safe. They are made from animal products. We can also get minerals, mineral supplements in this case, from the bones of animals. For example, we have calcium, which you can get from the bones of animals. So when people, say children, are calcium deficient, they can be placed on this kind of calcium supplements in order for their bodies to get adequate supply of calcium. Vaccines as well can be gotten from animal sources. Vaccines are a group of drugs that are given to humans, to animals, to protect their bodies against future attack of diseases. So let's say there's a disease in town, or maybe there's some kind of disease that is prevalent in an area. People can be given vaccines, certain vaccines, to protect their bodies against those disease infections. So we have different kinds of vaccines. We have vaccines for chickenpox, polio vaccines, and so on. All of these vaccines protect the bodies of people against attacks or future attacks of diseases. Another group of items that are gotten from animal source are textile materials. Yes, we also get textile materials from animals as well. Animals provide us with a rich collection of textile items. We get leather items from animals. We also get fur, wool, silk, and cashmere. All of these textile items are used to make clothing, shoes, bags, robes, and so on. We also have silk that is produced from the silkworm. Silkworm is an animal, and it produces silk, and the silk is used to manufacture silk materials. Animals can also provide us with ornamental items as well. Ornamental items are items that are used to beautify our environment or to decorate our environment. We can also use some of these items for ceremonial purposes. They are also used as symbol of authority in traditional setting. Examples of such items are horn. We have antler, which is similar to horn. We have feathers, tusk, ivory gotten from horns as well. We also have pearl. Pearls are used to make jewelries. We have scales, shells. Shells, an example of a shell that is used for ornamental purposes is the cowries, which we use for different purposes. We can use them to beautify our hair. We also have sponges that are used for decoration. We use them to decorate our offices, our houses, and so on. The last group of items that are gotten from animal sources are industrial items. Yes, animal resources or animals provide us with a lot of industrial resources or industrial items. These items are used in different kinds of industries to manufacture various beneficial items. To surprise you to know that the polish you use to shine your shoes are produced from animal resources. Some examples of these industrial items are lanolin, we have casein, beeswax, manure, tallow. Tallow is used to make soap, some kind of soaps. We also have musk. Musk is used to make perfumes and fragrances, and so on. All of these industrial items are gotten from animal sources. So you agree with me that plants and animals provide us with a rich load of natural resources. Do you think these resources are important to you? Are they important to our society? Are they important to man? Do they benefit us? Let's find out or look at some economic importance of these resources to man and his environment. The following are some of the economic importance of biotic resources to man and his environment. They serve as food and medicine. We've seen different kinds of food substances and different kinds of medicinal items that are derived from plant and animal sources. We don't have to dwell on that. The food we consume, all the food we consume, food items we consume, whether they were made from a restaurant or made at home, are all gotten from plants and animal sources. Biotic resources also provide us with a source of income. They provide a source of income to people. When people get involved in the production of these biotic resources, say by way of getting involved in farming, they can sell some of the products they get from their farms and generate income. And with this income, they can take care of themselves and their families. So you see people that sell or trade on these biotic resources, they generate income for themselves because they make profit as well. Biotic resources can also provide humans with employment. So they provide employment opportunities for people. People get employed in farms. Of course, a farm is an industry that is based on biotic resources. Farmers deal with plants and animals. Plants and animals are living things, so they are biotic resources. Farms and other industries where they make use of these biotic resources, say food processing industries, food packaging industries, industries that make several items that make use of these living things. Say industries that make clothes, there's textile industries that make use of cotton, wool, fur, silk, or cashmere to manufacture their clothes. All depend on biotic resources. So people that work in such industries are gainfully employed because these resources are available. If these resources were not there, such industries will not be in existence. So biotic resources provide employment for humans. They also serve as a source of raw materials. Wool is gotten from wool-producing animals such as wool-producing sheep or wool-producing goats and so on. All of these are raw materials that are used in textile industry. So there are other kinds of raw materials that are derived from biotic resources. We cannot overemphasize it. We have foods that are processed in industries. These raw materials are all gotten from biotic resources. We have the brewery industry that makes use of raw materials from biotic resources and so on. Biotic resources also help to develop our society. They provide or they are used for infrastructural development. Resources such as woods that are gotten from the forest, from the trees in the forest, are used to make different kinds of items to develop our societies. They are also used to build houses. We use them to build structures like houses. We use them to build shelves. We use them for a lot of purposes that brings development to our societies. We use them to roof our houses and so on. We use them to make furniture, and all of these beautify our society and they help to bring development to the society. Biotic resources also serve as a means of foreign exchange. Many countries, many persons export some of the biotic resources they produce in their countries or in their homes. They export them to other countries in exchange for finished goods from those countries. So, for example, say Nigeria decides to export cocoa or decides to export cassava plant or finished cassava products to a country such as America. the Americans may want to give them their finished product in exchange for the cassava products. On the other hand, Nigeria could decide to sell this product in exchange for foreign currency, in exchange for the currency of America. So by so doing, Nigeria can generate foreign currency, which we call foreign exchange. They can generate foreign currency which they can use in international markets to purchase other relevant or important goods. Lastly, biotic resources help to attract foreign investors to a society or to a country. The presence of a rich collection of biotic resources, say a country or a city or a society that has a rich collection of different kinds of plants, different kinds of animals that are of value to humans, will attract a lot of foreign investors, foreigners, investors that have interest in these resources will come into such a country or into such a place to help to utilize these resources, generate money from these resources, and by so doing, they will help to develop that country or that society. These foreign investors take part in farming activities. They can also take part in creating industries that make use of these abiotic resources, or they can help to train the people or the citizens of such a country that is blessed with a rich load of biotic resources. They will train them and help these citizens make better use of these resources. For example, we have a lot of foreign investors in Nigeria who are attracted to Nigeria because of the availability of a rich load of biotic resources. In summary, we said a resource is any material or item that provides benefit to mankind. They are materials or items that are used to meet the needs and wants of humans. There are two basic kinds of resources. We looked at man-made resources and natural resources. And natural resources, we say they are also of two different kinds. We have those that are gotten from living things and those that are derived from non-living things. Our focus for today's lesson was on biotic resources that are derived from living things, which we call biotic resources. So biotic resources are of two types. We have those that are gotten from plant sources and those from animal sources. So plant resources are grouped as food plants, cosmetic plants, forest plants, textile plants, medicinal plants, and ornamental plants. Examples of resources or items that are gotten from animal sources include food, medicines, textiles, ornaments, and industrial products. All of these resources are of economic importance to man and to his society. Before we conclude today's class, I'd like us to take these questions to find out how well you learned from today's lesson. Question 1. Which one of these items is obtained from a biotic resource? Which one of these items is gotten from a biotic resource? We have option A, ceramic cup, B, wool sweater, C, plastic bag. The correct answer here is option B. Wool is a material that is gotten from a biotic resource. They are gotten from animal sources and they can be used to make wool sweater. Question 2. Which of these items is obtained from a plant source? A, we have cheese, B, tusk, C, cotton. If your answer was option C, then you are right. The other options are biotic resources that are derived from animal sources. Cotton is a biotic resource that is gotten from the cotton plant. We have come to the end of today's lesson on resources from living things. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope you understood all about biotic resources. You can explain their economic importance to man and to his society. I also hope to see you in our next class. Thank you.
If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, drop a comment, and subscribe to our channel. You can also turn on notifications to stay updated on new videos on this channel. This Brain Friend video was brought to you by Synforest. For more of these amazing e-learning videos, get your copy of Brain Friend. With more than 1,000 e-learning videos, over 74,000 test items in more than 40 subjects, a career counseling guide, and many other amazing features, BrainFriend remains your foremost e-learning and exam preparatory software. BrainFriend. Learn better, make excellent grades.